So in case again, just to do a final recall or recap, for those that if you are still not sure the value or to create the RAM, all right, that's another idea, which is you may actually want to open the architectural model. All right, from there you can actually find out how the value was so-called generated. Okay, so you may actually open up the assignment to the architecture model that was given. All right, because I believe most of you guys will actually, when you are creating the structure, like first two lesson, what we do is straight away you do a copy and link, the collaboration method. Of course, model wise is still okay, but when it comes to RAM, there is something on the so-called incline calculation, which is for pedestrian, there's a fix of 1:12, right? But for car RAM, I noticed that the for RAM, the setting is see, this is 20 for this case. Then for the straight RAM is 15. So in a way that because it is operate by, what I mean by the motion, the going up is a vehicle. So vehicle there's a power. So uh, RMS is not critical, or there's some setting it could be round off. All right, and of course you may want, or you may come to here to actually capture the measurement, which is easier for you all to generate. All right, anyway, this is the Archi model, so you can come here to get all this value. You call it double helix curve, just a name. All right, then this is the distance that they want, I mean the given distance, and the Ramax slope is 20. So based on what you captured, the value you guys can get from here. And again, you look at the 3D model. You'll notice that from the model here, you look at the ramp is start from ground level, but when it reach the second story, it's not exactly second story. It's at this suspended slab or floor, which is, if you talk about the first story to second story is 12 meter. Same thing here. From ground level to your second story, but not to second story, is to the suspended level. It's also 12 meter. Okay, for instance, something like this. First, second, this is your ground and the suspended. So the value actually is the same. So the RAM is not to stop at the second. It's second, but there's a drop. Okay, you will notice that you select the slab. There's a drop of 1150, which is the structure. By right, finishes we have 12, 50 mm unknown. Okay, so this is how when I create my model, I follow the same. Okay, for my side. Of course, Aki, there's a lot of covering here and there, which is some wall are structured, especially this. Some are not. So you guys just need to take note. Okay. I also show you that we can create the gut, which is the concrete ramp here throughout. All these are possible. All right. So for those, especially when it comes to the landing here, see, here's supposed to be flat slab, which is when they reach the second story, the trailer should go straight, you know. So here should not have any wall. And you can see there's a flat slab whenever the connection. So only those ramp or the curve at the driveway is inclined, which is you can see that is twisted. But those that approach the landing, it should be flat. So that should be the ideal way of connection. Because if it's not straight, you notice that there's no connection, which is wrong lah. See now, okay? Because if you look carefully, this is the going up. That is coming down, the inner one. This is coming down. This is going up. So that means when going up to second story, this is going up to here, right? So going up, this one should be flat for this case. See or not? Okay. Yiming, you're brushing your teeth, yeah? Let me mute you. Some of you guys is not mute. Yeah. Unless you hear me, I'll hear your voice. So this one should be flat because it going up to second story. Yeah. Okay, like that. But again, every floor is different. That's why I say the design is a bit weird. Because if it's all inclined or so-called twisted, how you go in here? Don't tell me this is going down. Here should be coming up, right? Or that side is coming up. Never indicates. They only show that in this way. Because here to go in for prime mover could be along this way loading. Yeah. If here come and turn go down, no logic because it's going down from here. Basically it's end up here. So this should be coming up. Return is this, which is going down. So this is up, this is down, which is end up here. Then you turn out, go out the building. Okay, so here should be flat, where the prime mover come out and go down. That's why my model here is flat, which is you guys can uh, proceed to do it. Okay, because the next few lesson I'm going to show you some other thing, which is some structural details and some schedule and so on. Right? We are not going to throughout do modeling and modeling. right? You guys, again, you got to do modeling on your own. As I said, this is how it should look like, at least for ground, first and second story. Okay, remember the column, as I said, here should be one piece on its own, but here you can see there is two pieces. All right, as long as the slab concern, here should be treated as two separate. Okay, because below this is your foundation. Yep, so it sit on this, supporting this slab, then going up. The beam, this is how I set it up this way. Here got nothing because later part we're gonna change this because of these third floor, the design is different. Okay, yeah, so this one still not the latest slab that we are getting, but your three staircase, this two staircase design should be the same, but because of the connection here, so you guys got to take note. And I think in your plan, some view not indicated with a column, yeah, which is you guys got to watch out for that. Okay, so if there's a need to add a column, please do so. All right, and this is the suspended slab, which is the height is this. On second floor, you drop minus 1150. Okay, and the staircase for this, because we have the mezzanine level, so I'm just design this where to let this get supported from the beam. Yeah. Okay, so because it's not done yet, so it looks a bit weird. Okay, so more or less it should look like this. Here should be all those archy wall that cover, but because structure don't support archy wall, so you no need to draw. But again, basically how it should look like. So when this level is done, the rest of the level is same, identical. All right. Any questions? Of course, some beam here we got to change, not finalized yet, because all this beam that I added meantime, this should be underneath your slab, supporting them at the same time connecting your column together. So I haven't changed their level. Okay, yeah. In between this, we can change height when it's required. Huh? But as supporting your RAM, all this need to be added. Okay. So to change your beam height, normally you need to select, and there is the start level offset and end level offset. Okay, for this. Yeah. Oh, so that one I leave it you guys to go and do the adjustment for every beam that you add, especially this at the curve. You notice that here there is no beam. See that? They can't add because it's coming down. So this arrangement's a bit special. You may want to connect to this. A bit unique. Alright. That's why here have one, but here don't have. Because of what? Because of the coming down. The opening here. You can't have a beam in the middle of the driveway. So there should be a beam across here. And I think it's diagonal or it's not rotated. It should face that direction. See, not rotated. which is in your Archi drawing, is not stated. So you got to rotate it yourself. So how you guys do the rotation? You go to your first story, you notice that this is straight, by right here should be same angle. So column added is often straight. All right, like this. If you add a column under structure, okay, it look like this. Okay, so you can simply use the alignment tools. Where's the alignment? Modify, align, select, and you select any of the face, it will allow you to align. See or not? Then you align in. No need to waste time to use rotate. You might not know what is the angle unless you want to do measurements kind of sort of to get the measurements. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is how it look like in your 3D when you get it all correct. Then you can finish your model very fast. This is after the class on Thursday, 7 January. I do it, yeah, only a few hours, but of course, try to understand the connection and so on. Spend some time, yeah. Create a model is a matter of time, but practice make perfect. Any questions? Hmm? If no, the next lessons I'm going to talk about is your staircase. I know that in assignment 1 I did briefly cover, but that is quite standard kind of design. All right, same thing here is also a bit unique, also very challenging. Why I say challenging? You notice that later the staircase that I'm going to show it to you is I'm drawing all the way to the whole level. That means first to second. So there's a lot of turning. You can't afford to make mistake. You make mistakes, later you got hard time. Okay, so you guys got to pay attention, listen carefully. For this particular one, you can have a difference. So basically, I will say that one first floor to second floor is almost like 12 meter. Then the staircase, you break down, it should be around that every floor. 12 meter divided by 3, so that's almost like 4 meter per level. But only this is different, so there might be some adjustment needed. So watch out for this. Okay, let's get ready for this. Yep. Okay. So in order to let it easier to see, I will need to activate the section box. Okay, you can do it from the 3D view. All right, then you capture the view you want, adjust it. This is one of the way, so it's easier to view your component. All right, yep. Okay. Oh, this is one method. The other method is you just go to maybe first story, second story, and just simply window the part you want to see and select, section box or just type BX. It will give you similar view like what I have done here. Okay, it's easier that way also. All right, I will say the best. So, okay, now these two wall, I temporarily like to set the component not hidden, but highlight them as a bit of a transparent. So you can see the stairs being created inside. Yeah, so it look like this. All right, need not to hide away the wall just to see the staircase. But to some of them, they might think this is a bit troublesome because transparent can create confusion. So don't worry, I have another method. Let me select them back first. Clear the transparency, and you just need to select one wall, depends on the facing. You temporarily hide them like this. Okay, so when you crop your view, your PC also works faster because they have lesser component to generate, to keep track, and so on. So most of the time, ideal method, you can do something like this: crop your view. Okay, that means your 3D, you have multiple 3D, standard overall view, then staircase view, and so on. This is always a need because staircase is a bit, not say a bit, it's a challenging component in structure. Okay, some they prefer precast, some they prefer to have cast in place. So depends on the budget. Yeah. Okay, so um, second story I'll close. I would like to have two view. So WT, this is my 3D view. This is my 2D. And you notice that the staircase, when this was created, the staircase itself, there's a offset. I don't know why. Okay, you see there's a offset of around 25 mm. Find it very weird. Why there's an offset? Don't understand. Could be this architect, when they design the staircase outside, then they move it in, but there's a difference. So we need to know what is our width that's required. So let's do a measurement. Careful, is from this wall to this wall. What is a gap required? It's 3.1. Now 3.1 meter, if you measure from here again, this gap here is 150. Okay, so our step is 1475. So 1475 and 1475. So hold on, calculator. 1475 times 2. 2950 plus 150. Okay, so it's 3001. Just nice. So that means your stair width is 1475, and the gap is 150. Okay, got it. Now, so how many stair fly? You might can't follow this. All right, because of the height here when you use staircase, then you calculate from there. But the stair flight we can follow if you want. Meantime, there's a lot of lines down here. Okay, we might find it confusing. you may want to temporary off it. Like for instance, your grid lah, your beam. So if you need to hide, just simply go VG. All right, visibility, graphics override. Scroll down because your beam is a model component. So look for structural framing. Uncheck. Apply. It should be gone. So it's look cleaner. The other one is your grid. So grid is an annotation component. So it's under annotation category. So scroll down, look for grid. Yes, grid is here. Apply. Okay. Oh, very bright. My light's too bright. Very warm. Okay, so at least it's look cleaner now. But when you sketch at time, be careful. Don't follow blindly because the staircase, when shifted in, there's an offset. Huh? Okay, so roughly we know what's the spacing, the gap we need. So next step is to create your stair. So go to Archi, stairs here. And normally you notice that there's a lot of different stairs that are given to you, especially when you guys or some of you learned Revit Archi. There is a Zambo stairs, cast in place, and precast. So I'm going to use cast in place and monolithic staircase. So from here, I'll go into edit type. Sorry, give me a minute. It's oily, no wonder. Okay, sorry for the delay. Right, let's continue. So I'm going to select the staircase which is cast in place, then duplicate, call it the exit 1. Okay, exit 1, easy to manage. Yeah, so exit 1. Okay, the landing type thickness required is 300 as stated in your PDF. So I'll leave it as 300. Width here is 1475 that's stated there. Then your thread depth is 250. If you're not sure, measure from here. Alright, if not, follow the local standards, which is BCA. Riser height 175. Okay, these are the standards that's here. So the rest you can change later on, doesn't matter. Nosing normally for structure is not a must, only for Archi. So you may remove the nosing, yeah, if you don't need. So any value change? If no, see whether you can click none or not. Default is there, nosing is there. Track here, enable, disable. Here I put 0, no nosing for that. Running type. Oh, sorry, it's because it's here. This one I think I should leave it as 25 first. Okay. Then I'm create one with no nosing. So duplicate, you can change it to no, N-O, no nosing. Sounds weird, no nosing. Then change the value to 0. Yep. So you understand that. Okay. For Aki, we need, but structure, we don't need that because nosing is finishes. So, okay. And based on the system, we can see that now this setting up. The width is 1475. The base level is first. The top level should be second. All right. So here you should stop at second story, first to second. So it's understand is 12 meter. And there is 69 stair flight. So challenging for that. For those that are not sure, you can create one by one, but connection a bit tedious. It's not that's not doable. It can be done. Just that I want to draw it together at the same time. So you guys got to be careful, watch out, and you notice here there's a change. Okay, railing will be quite challenging. So structure, we don't need to have railing. So you can put here as none. Aki, they need to place railing. So structure, we don't need. So set none. So there won't be any obstruction later on. Yeah, okay. So now, so you can see from here, where is the going up? If from first story, this is going up, right? So this way up, go up. Okay. If not sure, don't worry. You add first, you can flip later on. So this is the beauty of the Revit stack component. So I'm based on this one. Oops, sorry. This is not the correct method. Bad habit. Like to use a sample olden days method. Modify, run, select from here. So careful, the snapping, so a bit tricky here. Okay, you can snap this first, so later move. If not, you got to make sure that you snap correctly. You start from here if you want, also can at least hear the snap on the line. If not, then you got to sketch it yourself. Okay, maybe get a reference plane, then capture this one here, and maybe one line here also. Yep. The other side, no need because you can see clearly from there. Okay, so zoom in, start from here. Oops, it's still doing reference plane. No, I don't want. Go back to my stats, ensure that every details or data here is correct. Then you can sketch now. Observe your staircase when you start sketching it. All right. Stop here. Okay. Next step, I will capture from here. But not this, it should be this line. Okay. Then you stop it here. So I'm going to continue doing it. Here again, goes up, pen, and you stop here. I might have some fault down here, so don't worry. For the first try, you do it first and see what is the end result like. Anytime you can change, so quite flexible. The last level, which is here, and stop exactly here. Good. We reach the desired level. Okay, done. Set your view to take a look. Does it reach that level? Seems like it's not. Shorten, huh? See that? Okay, why? Because the last level, this step here, for this type of cast in place, landing is considered one stair fly. This is the reason why I have the beam here, is to support the stairs. Alright, the last land. So this is correct. No worries. Okay. Unless you're using precast, yes, it reached the last level. If not, your staircase should look like this all the way up. Any question? As for the design here, it clashes onto the column. Okay. Here I was thinking, how can I do the adjustment? Because your headroom going to be get banged. Definitely this is out. Okay. And for this case, I would like to do some adjustment because you can see that our wall is quite deep. All right, so again, you may want to relocate your adjustment because in your model, this wall here, that is what we call the curtain wall, means it's glass. So your staircase should not be protruding out. So few ways people are doing it is that they actually adjust this to cut short. But if you cut short, your depth here will be lesser, which is wrong. Because the regulation is when this width, so does your depth here, it should be the same. So that's why I need to move it out. Okay? So if they are not in position, same place, doesn't matter. I mean, important thing is must comply. Because in front here, we still have plenty of space to access. So need not to worry. Okay. Yeah. So normally I would like to, what do you call it, adjustment. Like for instance, I noticed one thing here, staircase without a depth here, the design is a bit difficult for railing to get it generated in Archi. Of course, in real world, we can build something like this, but as you learned Revit Archi before, the railing is always a headache. So I might do some adjustment here because of the space I have. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So here, let me see here. Okay. Select individual component first. Highlight the first one. All right. You look at the plan. You see there's an arrow. Drag this arrow. Ah, what is the depth here that I need? Normally I give one thread, meaning what? If this is 250, I'm going to give this also 250. So I'm going to adjust this. That's why I might not follow the Archi method. I mean the Archi staircase here. Okay, so let's do, let me see, reference plane, offset 250 from this line. So at least there's some marking for us to reference. Oops, accidentally do that. Select again, you drag. Yep, so I'm achieving this. Now this one, of course, the depth now is also changed, right? Because there's a short of 250, so which is wrong lah. Okay, so you may choose to select this and change 1475. You extend further. Yeah, this is correct now. Okay, so from here you can start to move it in, because eventually the rest of them you got to change to be look alike. Now because I'm changing this only, so we have two more to adjust. Yeah, so meantime I can shift the whole staircase first. Okay, make sure you are able to select them. All right, move endpoint to here. It should be go in flush with your column. Yeah, then your facade is outside. All right, underneath the beam, so it's okay this way. So this is out, so you got to do adjustment. The next one will be here. All right, landing we no need to worry, because this is fixed way. Is this two that I'm adjusting it. So make sure you select the correct one, or reference plane, pick line, offset 250 this way. Yeah, don't worry, later the reference plane will disappear once your staircase is done. So what is this value there? It's blocking me. Landing, drag the arrow, touch here. Don't worry about this. It's just a warning to telling you that your slab will change. Okay, since you already shift the location, so here I'll say nothing much to adjust. You may want to maximize the whole space, because that's all yours already. All right, of course cannot be too far out lah, because here also have the curtain wall, so should be stopped somewhere. All right, so let me select this first, change the 1475. Yep, so this space is good enough for your curtain wall. So this is the staircase you should get like this. Any questions? If no, I'll stop recording, because the staircase is considered done for this. It just I need to touch up. Okay, so maybe I'll still let it ongoing. I want to finish the other two, which is you don't just select from the plan. It's quite difficult to see. You still need to select from the model. All right, then you can see from here. Once the arrow show, you just drag and stop at the line there. Okay, then select this again. At the rear, see now, drag it, touches this. then you're safe. Quite straightforward. It's not difficult at all. See, the alignment is now done. Yeah, that means the support is on the wall, and so does from the column. Okay. Actual fact, we can and move a bit, but for structural concern wise, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I leave it like this. Okay. For this one, drag it, then one more at the rear, stretch it. You can lock if you want. Why? One change, all change. So you need not to do so many times. Okay. So actually, once you keep doing all this, you understand. Oh, I got tons of adjustment. You first do the alignment, then one drag, all goes together. Yeah. Okay. Although all these are a lot of tricks here. Okay, but now I was still wanted to drag it manually. Why? Practice make perfect. Okay, I want you guys to get used to it when doing all this. Okay, we are good. So this staircase is considered completed. You can click finish. Yep. Cannot reach the elevations. Stair top exit or cannot reach. That one is okay. Don't worry. Because this is cast in place. Cast in place, as I say. Of course, Jia, don't worry. I give you times to do it, but this is the explanation. Huh? So I just stop recording here, or if not, let me create this slab, then I'll stop recording. So at least have a proper recording session. Okay. So seems to me that this staircase, you might ask, Cher, how you determine that which is up, which is down? Because when you're looking at the design here, because of the view range, how this was created. See, when you create, you can see the system. I mean, the setting is same. This is to determine that it go up by here. Because the view range for structure and Archi is different. Archi view range, as you know, is start from 1.2 or 1.5 at the plan. Structure is actually lower, 300 and below. This is how I determine that. But as and when if it's wrong, as I said, you can flip. So it's not an issue. See or not? You can flip anytime. See? Because now I cancel it lah. Right? You can see that you can select your stairs, you can flip. But there's a constraint, which is I don't want it to jeopardize my locking here and there. See or not? Ah. So it's up to you to understand. See the way this been generated? If you flip this cutoff section is on this side, it means it's wrong already lah. So when you do it show correctly, then this is good. Okay, now the final step, what happened to this? Is merging. Ah, no wonder it says doesn't reach. See this merging? So here there's a level change of 50 mm. It should look like this. Now it's correct. So be careful. Okay? Because you're going to sit exactly on this, not merging. So you should see the line. So this is a tricky step. Okay, 50 mm difference. So for this, I think we are good for this level. No wonder you keep prompting there's an error. So next is to create your stairs here. I mean the landing coming out, which is the platform slab is 300. Okay, so how we gonna do that? Go to your second story. Okay, WT, you should be able to see it from here. See this guy? There's a slab added, but something wrong on this slab here. They didn't do a proper one. Yeah. Okay. So based on our staircase, all right, it's on this side. So I think I will unhide our wall, reset to get our wall back. So at least there's some alignment thing that you can adjust. So hopefully there's no blocking anything which is going up. You're not going to clash on any surrounding stuff. So careful, make sure it's clear. Now the tricky part here is for the other one, there is something that is going to block here. There's a beam. Okay, so here I'm using this method to support. All right, of course in between you can have a beam here, or the slab is thick enough to support that. So double check this slab. You tap, you're able to select this. It's 300, right? Yeah, as required. Request by the assignment requirement. So it's okay. It's correct. So to create your stair slab, you go to your structure, then go to your floor structure. All right, under plan, mezzanine slab. No. Here, if you don't have, you can take this something similar, then just rename, enhance it. So I'm going to take this, duplicate, right? I call it the staircase landing, 300 mm. Yeah. Remember, this is interior use. So, okay, change this to 300. This got some finishes here and there. Okay, if you click something completed, this will be 275. Then proof membrane is 0, so sum up together is still 300. Okay. Right, then you can sketch your landing. So from here, lines, because that's our opening. So 1, 2, so here's the trick is hold on, 150 plus 1475 calculator. 1475 plus 150, 1625. So here the distance should be 1625, and it can have a forward. All right, but before add forward, this landing go to accommodate just now this landing. So for start, I'll just draw a straight one first. All right, then we will change. So from here to here. Okay, close it first and finish it. Overlap, where is it? Don't tell me, ground level. I didn't specify a different height, so it's actually somewhere here. Come on. You see this piece? This what happen when you activate your command in 3D. They don't know which level. So remember, there's always a trick down here. Okay, so I got to do some adjustment this way. Make sure you select your slab correctly. Change it to second story. It should go up. So now it should be correct. But there's a drop, okay. So here supposed to be flush lah, should be like that. But you can follow if you want because that is your finish. And normally there's a drop also. So this is how it should look like. Oh, it's not connecting. How to make it connect? Alignment. Select the face and this face. Don't worry, we can still edit. Important thing here is connect first. After that, I'm going to edit. Okay, then we use the alignment. Always be smart at adjusting. All right. So, okay, now everything should be connected nicely. Okay, so that is the staircase we want. So for this particular staircase, let me clear our section box. This staircase and this should be the same. As I say, be careful of the headroom. So you might need to remove this headroom. I mean this beam here. I leave it there first just to check in case. Of course, support can be in between just to get these two walls connected. All right, you can move anytime you want, or you can delete. It's okay. All right, because to them it's a break. Okay, but don't affect the original one on top. Just need to draw separate one if needed. Is to get these two walls connected. Also, at the same time, it can act as a support for your landing below if that's needed because you need to mount your curtain wall. All right, not just on the slab. Okay, questions? If no, let me just stop recording.